to work 80 to 90 hours a week, working two, not one, but two full-time jobs. And I know I've been gone. I had did a few videos and then I stopped. It was a lot to handle. I was thinking I'm gonna do my content in my car. I'm gonna keep you guys up to date what's going on. The burnout happened, the stress happened, the crying happened. I had to get another car. House repairs happened, and then the money left. The extra money that I worked for, the extra money that I was working towards, not sleeping, barely taking a bath every day because it was humanly impossible. I would leave, wake up one day, go to work, then go to another job. Now I'm in the next day. I'm in another day now. Then be at that job, go to work another job, then come back to that job. So I don't work basically 2 days without ever even coming home to take a proper freaking shower, bath, wash a bird bath, what have you, because at the time it was just humanly impossible. Thank God for wet wipes. Thank God. So I did all that work and it got me nowhere. And I'm gonna tell you what happened. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna dissect the shenanigans I was going through, break this down. I don't know, it might be a 10-parter. I don't know, because I'm recording on my iPhone 11. Give me grace, you guys. Give me grace. So it might be a mini series at this point. So I was working two jobs. While I was working two jobs, I was working towards paying off my house. I hated my job. It's pretty much a dead end job. Like, I feel like in Atlanta metro area, if you don't have, like, a degree like in nursing or maybe tech or something like that, you're not doing a career path that you went to college for that has a degree. You're working a regular Joe Smo kind of job is going to be the max out. I'm not saying literally, but majority is going to be 20 in the low 20s dollar per hour. And I was like, I want to get out of this dead end kind of thing. And I said, okay, in order for me to get out of this dead end kind of thing, I'm going to pay for my house. I'm gonna save, I'm gonna get another job and pay for my house. And then I could be more relaxed, I could be more settled, I could be more current and be alive in the present moment and not have a burden and not, I was having the mindset of sacrifice now and live later. So I was like, I could take on the pain, bring it on. I could take this on now for a short amount of time, and then I could live life and be fruitful, later on. So that was my plan. So I set out in the beginning of the year of 2025, okay, I'm going to get a second job. So actually I had another second job. So the second full-time job that I did get, it was a warehouse job. I never worked technically in a warehouse. And it was basically those subscription meal-based warehouses like Hello Chef, or I'm probably butchering it, like Green Chef, Hello something, that's those kind of meal prep subscription-based warehouses that put the meal kits together. I worked there. I did the orientation. It was like 3-day orientation, and then I worked one full day on the job because I had signed up for a 4-day work week, so you're gonna work 10-hour shifts. I quit the first real day at work. After that day, I never came the freak back. So it's freezing. I'm from New York though, so I like being cold, but it was like super sub-zero cold. I'm like, okay, no. So it was, I probably could have hung in there if I only had one job and it was my only job, but you're coming from one job, you're going to the next, and you're on an assembly line, they want you to be quick, you're halfway frozen, and it just didn't cut out. I was like, yeah, this is not it. And I wanted it to work because they were like, you could take home these food kits, and it was a 4-day work week. So then I had 3 days of the week that I would just be working, one job or being off. It worked out that I was gonna be off for 2 days from both jobs, but I couldn't get it to work. I couldn't do it. So then I quit. I just completely did a no call, no show. Boom. So then I think 2 or 3 months later, I got another job. It's a warehouse job. It's overnight. So I was like, okay, it's overnight. The other job was overnight too. So this one's overnight. And basically, it's a laundromat. It's basically an industrial laundromat. And I was in the department side where I'm like folding or bagging up the already clean product to get distributed to different routes to be delivered back to businesses, whatever. So it was 5 days a week, 8 hours a day. Cool. And then you're staying up the whole time, that's fine. But the only movement I'm doing is doing this, like That was it. I had my own little workstation. They let you have your headphones in. You can prop your phone up, watch YouTube, listen to music. It's real chill. And you get 2 15 minutes, 1 30-minute lunch break. And then that job was located next to my original job. So it's like once I get off of work there, I'm going to my original first job. So I was like, it worked out that way. But it was far from my house, but it's just still in my head, it worked out. You get paid weekly. So I'm working, I'm hustling. I'm just doing it. And then after a while, it starts draining me. Like I started packing on the weight. Like I was slim trim, but in order to stay up overnight and not get stir crazy, I needed sugar. So I started drinking energy drinks. First I was drinking regular energy drinks, meaning full fat, the high calories. If you turn around those bottles, you'll see the calories for one of those things. So that's what I was doing in the beginning. candy bars. I was hitting those vending machines up like they owe me money. I wasn't even thinking. I was just So I'm just eating junk food to stay up. I'm not even hungry. I'm just doing it to stay up, getting a sugar rush, what have you. The first downfall that happened to me, I got off work from the overnight job, went to my full-time job that's early in the morning. I'm working there. I started feeling weak. And it was actually Memorial Day weekend. And I started feeling weak, like I was about to pass out. But in my mind, I'm like, I ain't got time to take a break. And I hadn't took a break. I don't have time to take a break. I'm just trying to knock this out so I can rush home to go to sleep. That's my only thing that I'm ever thinking about. Calculating, if I leave now, how many hours of sleep am I adding up to? Like, that I can accumulate and I can rest my eyes. So I had stopped for a second. I'm like, oh, I need to get maybe a candy bar, something sweet. I don't know. I just felt like my energy just depleted, just left my body. So then I really felt like I was gonna fall out. I just kept working. But by the time I got home, I took a shower and I laid in bed. I said, I gotta go to urgent care. Something's wrong. I never felt like that. Something's wrong. So I go to the urgent care, and I'm new to YouTube. I'm new to doing videos. Like I told you, I'm on my iPhone 11. Don't judge me. So I'll try to insert clips of pictures, because I did have a picture of me in the urgent care or whatnot. Anyways, so I went to urgent care. So their dissertation was like, you gotta go to the emergency room. So my EKG readings were abnormal. Like it was like, I forgot, my heartbeats were cloudy. They weren't like, it was kind of like they were saying like it's staticky sounding. I forgot. I have to look at the paperwork to give you the right verbiage, but my heartbeats were abnormal. My blood pressure's through the roof. They were like, do you have high blood pressure? I was like, no, I don't. They're like, it's showing that you do. And I never went to the urgent care the day I came home from work. I went to the urgent care the next day. So I had to call off from work. So I'm losing money. So I went to urgent care the next day, and so I'm thinking maybe I'm calmed down. I had a good night's rest because I didn't wake up early in the morning to go to work because I called in. So I'm thinking everything might be normal, but just to make sure it doesn't hurt to go to urgent care. Blood pressure is so high. I think it was 158 over 53. 153 over 85 or 89. They said you need to go to the emergency room. We can help you here. This is extreme high blood pressure. You gotta go to the emergency room. So I was literally exhausted by the time everything was done, and I didn't feel like going to the emergency room. I didn't feel like waiting. It's in the evening. I know it's probably packed. I wanted to get to rest. Mind you, I'm always been calculating how much rest I could get. Like if I leave now, how much rest I'm able to get. So then I had to call off the next day from work. So then I go to the urgent care the next day, early in the morning. So I'm going to get up real early in the morning. My blood pressure read even higher at the emergency room. They said, Tanika, you have high blood pressure. And they did all the tests, and they said, you're healthy as a horse, but they're saying my blood pressure is high because obviously the last thing is stress induced. So what did they ask? Like, what are you doing? What's your day to day? I work 2 full-time jobs. Yeah, you're gonna not have to do that. You're gonna have to, and of course I don't want to hear that. So they gave me medicine. I'm on high blood pressure medication now, and that's life. Did I listen to them and stop the second job and just work one job? No, I just kept going. So mind you, I'm eating coffee. That's the worst thing you could drink. Energy drinks when you have high blood pressure, stress induced, the worst thing you could drink. But now I'm drinking sugar free. Still not doing a damn thing. Gained buku's amount of weight. I'm gonna insert pictures before I was working there, like literally before, And I think I have a video of me or something like that, like the first month of me working there, and then like at the end when I just like I can't do shit no more. I gave up. So anyways, so that's the first thing that happened since the ER. But I kept working. Work. There was times, like I said, there's a part of the week every week where I wake up from home, go to my first job, get off my first job, go to my second job, get off my second job, then go back to the first job, then get off the first job. I have a 2-hour break in between, and I just end up just go to the second job, and then I can relax after then. So it's like I go to a job 4 times back to back, then I could finally have a break. So at this moment, the only thing that is keeping me going is like I get paid each week from both jobs. I get paid weekly from both jobs, so I'm seeing the money stack. So whenever times get hard, I'm looking at my bank account. It's stacking. I'm making the money. And then the times where, like I said, I work overnight, and even my daytime job, I can listen to music. I'm listening to motivational affirmations on YouTube, public speakers, motivational speakers, just listening. That's the only thing that's keeping me through. I'm not listening to music. I'm not listening to gossip. I ain't doing none of that. This is bank account, looking at it each week, and listening to YouTube. So then I got past, first it was 5,000, 10,000. I'm at 15,000, and then it got to like I think it was like basically 17,000. I made it to 17,000. I started the second full-time job in April, the first week of April 1st actually, and then now we're in July. We're in July now. And then this is 4th of July weekend. So I had worked it so that I get 2 days off during that time. I can't remember which part of the week, but it's a part of the week that I worked it. I checked like my off day. The second job was closed on the holidays. Then my first job, I used some PTO, so then it kind of worked out. I'm gonna have 2 days off from both jobs, and I could relax. And I was gonna have my dad over. I was gonna barbecue. It's gonna be a whole thing. So that's the only thing. I'm like, okay, I'm so happy. My money's stacking real quick. I'm gonna be off for 2 days, and I'm gonna be barbecuing. That's gonna be my first, So I think it was 2 or 3 days before I was supposed to be off for 2 days from both jobs. I come home, and I'm supposed to go to sleep. I'm so amped up that I'm like in positive mood that I was raw dogging it. I'm like, I'm not even tired. I'm not even gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna stay up until it's time for me to go to my overnight job. I was just so happy and excited. So I'm just sitting at home, just chilling. I probably was on the phone talking or something like that. The power flickered off. So then I get up, I go outside, and I see everybody, my neighbors, some of them came outside like, oh, okay, your power's off too. So it's like everybody's power off. It has nothing to do with something that they did at home. I stepped outside though. Before I can really step back and look at the power thing, I could care less about power. As soon as I stepped outside, my foot's in water. It's not raining. It has not rained. My foot is immersed in water. I look down. There's water gushing out from underneath the ground. And it's like, it could have been 20 more minutes. My water would have been leaking into my house. So it was like, it worked out that I didn't go to sleep. Normally I would have had rushed straight home to the shower and jumped in the bed. Had I was asleep, my whole first floor would have been flooded with water. And my neighbors wouldn't have known because my house is down the slope. So when you're driving by or walking by, you only see like the doorknob up from the door. You don't see the ground of the ground area. So I don't even know what to do. I'm in a panic. Obviously that costs money. So then I'm like, oh my God. So my neighbor across the street helped me turn off my water from the main road, like the main water valve, whatever. So my main water pipe bust at my house. So I had to turn the water off. And I had to go I was stressed out. I had to go take a shower at Planet Fitness because I'm like, and then I had to call off work. So you see how this is adding up. I had to call off work from the other job I had to work to figure out what I was going to do. So I had to call a plumber. The main water pipe bust is, the pipe that bust is underneath my driveway. So I had to call a plumber out. They had to fix the issue. Guess how much that costs? $4,000. I'll try to find that invoice and insert that as well. $4,000. And so that's gone. So then the next thing that happened was actually in the same month. In the same month, this thing happened as well. I'm at work, my first job, my main job. I'm driving, I'm far out. I'm like, my first job is so far out, it's like 35 miles away from my house. I'm leaving the job, going home. Again, you know, if I leave now, I'm going to get X amount of hours of sleep. I can rest before I go to my overnight. My car stopped moving. I'm pressing the gas. I'm like, what the hell? It's rolling slow because it's at the street is like, you know, hilly, but it's like there's no power, there's no gas, it's not giving gas. Thank God, it was a gas station right next to where I was. Some nice gentleman came to help me push my car in, so my transmission went out. At the time I was driving a 2013 Nissan Sentra. If you know anything about Nissan Sentra's, transmission is horrible anyways. And I already had two new transmissions put into it. Thank God it was under warranty at the time, but now obviously the warranty is out. But I've gotten my money's worth out of that car. I've had that car, I think, for almost 10 years. So I've gotten my money out of that car. But it's like, are you kidding me? The same month, July. So the plumbing, $4,000 plumbing bill. And then now I'm out of commission with a car. Obviously, I had to get a car ASAP because I worked two jobs. So then before I was able to buy another car, I had to use Turo. I used Turo for a week. Then I found a car. I just paid cash for the car because I had cash and I didn't want to do monthly payments on buying a brand new car because that'll push me back. So I spent $7,000 on another car. So now let's add $4,000 on plumbing bill. It was $600 for Turo. Then it was $7,000 a new car. Then the days that I've missed work, ER bill, you know, medication that I have to take now. And at this point, I was done. I was emotionally done, and the only thing I could think about is how to quit the second job. At first I was making deals with myself. Like, Tanika, just get through this month. I think first I said, let's do another quarter. Get through the next quarter, 3 more months, and then, you know, just say done. As time went on, I said no. Then I said, next, let's get through, I was saying like a holiday at the time. Let's make it to this holiday. And each time I was going to work, I'm like, I can't do it. Then it got to the point was, get through this week.